Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
ScreamingBox Technology and Business Rundown.
Welcome, everyone, to the ScreamingBox Technology and Business Rundown podcast. We're here today with Razvan from Brunch, which is a website feedback product and app. And we look forward to having a deep discussion with him about his history, about how the product was developed, and where he's going to be taking it, and how it will help you in doing your business. So, Razvan, welcome to our podcast. Maybe you can give us kind of a light background of, kind of your development background, how you became a developer, and your experience, and how you then kind of started Brunch.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Thank you first for having me, and thank you, Dave, for the kind words. Yeah, so about me, I was like interested in computers and later on programming since I was, I don't know, in high school, I think, something like that. I started like programming on my own using YouTube and stuff like that. In the past 5 years or something like that, I've been freelancing as a web developer. So yeah, in a few words, that's like my background.
What type of web development did you enjoy doing the most? What was kind of what you were focusing on?
Okay, so when I like started freelancing, I was mostly doing like PHP. And like in the past 2 years, something like that, I'm usually doing both backend and frontend. Backend using Node.js mainly, and frontend using Angular, but I've had projects with Vue.js also.
Since you mentioned using, what on the front end?
I've said Angular.
Oh, Angular, right. Sorry. I'm not too familiar with it, but I heard of it. So I hear it's a kind of a TypeScript-based language, mostly.
Yep.
So do you enjoy working with TypeScript? Because we rarely get developers who use it. Most people will just go for vanilla JS and that's it. So if you could share your experience, that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, if you like really use it and don't use like any everywhere, and like don't really use the TypeScript features, because yeah, like I've seen a lot of projects where like they are using TypeScript, but really they are using vanilla JavaScript. I mean, they are not really using the extra features that TypeScript brings. Yeah, I think it's good because it especially like in projects where there are more people involved, it brings like an extra layer of I don't know how to call it. It's more strict, and in like some cases, especially where more people are involved, that's good because it brings everyone like on the same pages, and it's kind of easier to maintain and not make stupid mistakes. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So it brings a nice structure, a foundation to
Yeah.
to our favorite scripting language.
All right. Well, Razvan, when you came up with or started thinking about products, was that as a result of doing development work and then seeing that there were gaps or needs from what you were doing, or was it based more on the clients you had were asking you for solutions and you came up with product ideas based on that? What was freelance development kind of? How did it inspire you?
Yeah. So before Brunch, like I've had small kind of personal projects that I tried and try them promoting them on, I don't know, different groups and stuff like that. But like they were all small, and I dropped them off in a few, I don't know, weeks, months, something like that.
Mhm.
With Branch, the main difference, I think, it was that I didn't start it alone. I have like a co-founder. I had a co-founder when I started it, and I think this is very important, like to have at least another person when you're starting something, because like you motivate each other and you push each other, and it's, I don't know, more fun. And I think the worst thing that can happen when you start something is like abandon it and like lose interest in it. So yeah, it's like same everywhere. If you start a YouTube channel, or I don't know, an Instagram, maybe for a year or something like that, you'll have to like uh, be the be with you and your family and your friends and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of the same with, I don't know, a new product. And I mean, if you start from the bottom with, I don't know, no community and no previous products and stuff like that, because yeah, if you're not starting up from the ground, maybe you have other resources. But if it's your first thing, I think it's very important to have at least another person to do it with. Yeah.
And how did you choose your co-founder? Was he just another developer that you work with,
No, no,
or
no.
is he somebody who is very focused on business development and not really a developer?
Andrei, my co-founder, he has a digital marketing agency in Bucharest. I kind of worked with him in the past on different projects. So I knew him, and like we worked very well, and we are working like in the past year very well together. We and like both, let's say, both on work, but we are like uh, very good friends. Let's say, I mean, he's the kind of person that I can take out and have a beer with. So I think that's very very important. And we started this because, as I said, he had and he has like a digital agency, and it was good for us because we could share resources at first. I mean, we needed a designer, we needed I don't know, marketing person and stuff like that. So we could share resources with the agency, and yeah, uh, I mean, he provided all the other things we needed, and I provided the coding like part.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he handled kind of the business operations and you handled the product
yeah,
development.
and that's kind of the same right now. I mean, he's like dealing with the other stuff, and, and I'm like dealing with the development of the platform. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we can get into a little bit about how Brunch started and
hmm
how, what is your kind of product development process?
So Branch started like around 1 year ago. Started from like we used similar products in the past because we developed like websites and stuff like that. So we didn't like them very much. I mean, we liked if we could combine all of them and like have one feature from one and one feature for another and stuff like that. So we basically started our own product. What Branch is, first of all, basically, we wanted to make the process of getting feedback on a live website easier, because right now you need to send emails and send the print screen on Slacks and uh, all this like back and forth communication until you like understand what the problem really is. And this takes a lot of time, creates frustration, and it's like yeah, it's not good. So like people can use Branch to uh, really like point the finger on what they want to change and stuff like that. You load the website on the app, And let's say you can click on a text and change the text, or I don't know, change the color of the text or the size and stuff like that. And you can leave comments on like it creates a thread, and you can like add multiple comments, files, print screens, and stuff like that. You can assign those to, I don't know, different team members or stuff like that. And you can use it like both internally with your team and stuff like that, and with the client if you, I don't know, want to get feedback from him on the work you did and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the way it started. It started from like our past experience with similar products that we used.
That all sounds really interesting. So, um, what was your initial minimum viable product? So, what did you launch with?
Mhm.
What features did you find most important? You already said that there are other tools which are similar, and they had many great features, but you had to combine them. So, how did you decide what exactly
Mhm.
is the most important of all of these features, or what's easiest to
Yeah,
develop?
yeah, honestly, when we started, it was like, as I said, it was our first kind of bigger project, let's say. Uh, if I look like 1 year ago, um, we like started with basically we started with the main feature of like loading the website and be able to like add feedback on the live website. Let's say could click on an element, and because that was like the main feature. And after that, like we started building around that. Uh, First of all, like uh, we let's start like how we differentiate from, I don't know, another apps. For example, on a competitor, you had to insert like a JavaScript snippet into the website. So yeah, that's easy, but in the same time, it's hard for a lot of people. Especially, I don't know, we have copywriters that use the app, for example. They have like zero, and they don't even like own the website. They give feedback on a client's website, so they have to ask like the client to add the snippet, and it's like, yeah, the adoption probably would been very hard in these kind of cases. So for example, on branch, you don't need to add any snippet on the website. You can basically load any website.
Oh, that's
uh,
really nice. If you don't mind,
yeah.
a bit more of a technical question, this one. So,
Yeah.
I am working on unit testing at the moment, and one thing that comes up constantly is identifying an element. So, you mentioned that for the feedback, you can click on any element and you can attach a screenshot and all of that. How how do you identify which element is being clicked on, or which
Okay.
is
So,
relevant?
um, okay. So let me, yeah. So, for we load the websites into an iframe, and yeah, iframes like are the worst.
Yep,
I mean, for
true.
example, you can't see anything from JavaScript into
Mm.
on what's inside an iframe. You can see the elements. You can see basically nothing. So, like, how we do this, we basically use a proxy. We proxy the website we load. We inject like JavaScript there, and that way, like when we load the website into the iframe, we use that JavaScript like to communicate back and forth between like what's in the iframe and what's, I mean, the Angular app. Uh, there are like, you can communicate with a website that's in an iframe. You can use events, and like you can send an event from inside the iframe to the parent, and to the child from the parent. So we use like those events to communicate basically certain actions. For example, when you click an element, I mean, the website inside the iframe knows that you clicked that element because it's the website you clicked. But the Angular app, that's like the parent of the iframe, doesn't know that. So we use that script inside the iframe to tell like the Angular app, okay, you click this, and yeah, that's kind of how we did it.
Oh, right. So if I understand you correctly, you actually inject code into the client's web apps as well.
Yeah, but like when you load it, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, when we load it inside the iframe, we don't load the actual website. We proxy it and
Oh,
yeah.
right. Okay, that's I never would have guessed that, even if my life depended on it, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the feature where we like iterated the most because it's like also the most important feature is the core feature. I mean, if the website doesn't load, okay, it's like we don't have an app. So yeah, I think that's the feature we kind of like reiterated and like I don't know worked the most. Yeah.
Razvan, what was the most challenging aspect or part of the development work that you ran into? What part of the product development was the most challenging for you, and why?
Like from what perspective? I mean, technically, what we, I don't know, found the most hard technical thing.
Yeah, it could be technical or it could be, development process.
Okay.
You as the head of product development, what was probably the most challenging aspect of developing this product,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
technical or
okay.
otherwise?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, for a technical point of view, for sure, it would be like this part, like loading the website into the app and making sure like everything is loading correctly because like every website is different. I mean, build on Shopify, WordPress, and you name it, or custom websites or using I don't know different libraries, different yeah Bootstrap, I don't know Tailwind and stuff like that. And like we had to make sure that like every website was loaded correctly. And yeah, that was by far the most challenging like uh, technical technical thing we had to like do and work on, and like we are still like working on that and improving it because it's the core thing of branch. And on I don't know not technical side of view, um, I think like setting priorities. I mean, we are not a big development team. We are two persons right now. I mean, two programmers. So it's I mean it's not very hard, but I think priority yeah, it's not hard, I mean, to manage us. We are two guys, yeah. But in
Okay.
the same time we don't have like so much work power, of course, because we are only two guys. So I think prioritizing what we need to do next, it's like very hard. So yeah, that's kind of the non-technical hard part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you guys were developing the product, you had to put something out, but you got to a point where you needed funding. Is that correct? You
Yeah.
bootstrapped it from the beginning yourself, but
Hmm.
then you needed to actually go out and once you had kind of an MVP, start marketing and selling it.
Hmm.
How did you guys go about that process of getting investment or preparing the product to show to investors?
Okay, so yeah, let me give like a little context to that. Uh, First of all, when we started, I mean, 1 year ago, we didn't really thought much about, I don't know, how we are gonna get an investment and stuff like that. Um, and that was kind of bad because as we, I don't know, build it and try to kind of bootstrap it, we kind of lose interest in it, let's say, because yeah, we had very small wins, and of course, don't much time to invest, not much time to invest in it, and yeah, things were moving very slow, and that was kind of a I don't know a mood killer. So we had a few months in I don't know the end of the of last year where we kind of stopped working on it for like 2 months or something like that. But like on the beginning of this year, we talked and we said, okay, we made the app, we can't like let it die. So we started working on it again, and we talked with Mihai, who like invested uh, in the app and like joined as a partner because he's also like helping us with like growth strategy and stuff like that. Like directly is like directly involved in Branch also. I've he has a company, Modex. So I've done some jobs in the past from them. So like we kind of knew about each other. Uh, yeah, we started talking about Branch and what we do, and I don't know how he can help with building it. And we started talking about, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, something like that. And yeah, we decided, okay, let's build this together. And yeah, so basically, how we got to the investment, it's, I don't know, through, let's say, I don't know, network, and because yeah,
So
I
so
don't know.
you didn't go to like an accelerator or an incubator or anything like that, or you weren't
No,
really participating in a lot of VC kind of pitching or angel pitching. You did it
no.
basically through relationship networking, correct?
Yeah, yeah. And it was, I mean, I think if we didn't do that, it would probably have died by now.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, right now we joined some programs and we are preparing for like another investment round. Uh, but yeah, but then it was basically, yeah, through like the network we had. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the primary focus or reason why you wanted investment? What are you using the investment for primarily?
Yeah. Okay. So I think the like most money are going to like people because yeah, we are around 6 people. Some of us full time, some of us part time.
Hmm.
And we are still searching. For example, I don't know. We are searching for a tester right now for a QA person, and yeah, we probably need I don't know, another programmer soon and stuff like that. Uh, so other than that, I don't know, a lot of money are going into stuff like I don't know, partnerships, campaigns, marketing, and stuff like that. I'm not in charge of that. I don't know many details to tell, but yeah, a part of the money are going that way. And of course, like on different services, servers, and stuff like that that we use. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, because there's an infrastructure
yeah,
background that you need to do. What kind of
yeah.
infrastructure are you using to handle this?
Right now we are using like DigitalOcean for all.
Hmm.
I mean, most of the infrastructure is there, databases, servers, and stuff like that.
Um, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs and stuff, they always kind of have a vision of where they want the product to go. But one of the things the biggest mistake a lot make is they don't plan for success. So, what were to happen if somehow this were to catch on and you start expanding and your marketing works and you start, 100xing the number of clients you have? Uh, are you prepared for that kind of scalability, or is that a challenge you still have to face?
You mean like from a business perspective or from like
Yeah,
a technical perspective? Uh,
both.
okay. So like from a business perspective, it's like not really my area, but um, yeah, like for sure we will need to like let's say update our processes, because yeah, like right now we are like around 6 people. Of course, if we are gonna be, I don't know, 50 people or more, 100 people, of course, like we need to like update the way stuff works internally, and update like our processes and stuff like that. So uh, of course, and like from a technical point of view, I mean, this is like a process. We are like constantly like improving the app and also like developing new features. So I think that's kind of part of the process, because like, okay, investing more money in infrastructure, that was one thing for sure. But it's also like having the app prepared for that kind of traffic and that kind of users.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah,
So on a personal level, Razvan, are you
yeah.
ready to give up coding once or when your company gets to 100 people? Are you prepared to
Uh,
step out of the shoes of a programmer and step into the shoes of a full-time manager?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll code from time to time. I mean, right now also like it's kind of hard to code and like have time for coding, because yeah, we are trying to hire a tester. We
Right.
are we are in two like programs, kind of not really accelerators, but like programs where you, I don't know, meet with some mentors and talk about different areas of the business. So yeah, and yeah, there are like a lot of other tasks rather. I mean, outside programming. So yeah, it's hard, but I am trying like to make time and do some also like do some coding.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think like in the future it would be like very hard, but I hope I I also have time for that.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you're excited to expand your horizons in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like uh, lose focus on like because if you like, I don't know, you don't code for half a year, you are like old, you are
Oh, that's very true. I did stop
yeah,
coding for 1 year, and oh, it's been hell to start
yeah,
again. Everything changes.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, who knows what frameworks are we gonna use in 1 year?
yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like your passion is coding. You really seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it started like that. Like when I started freelancing, I was like, I didn't even finish the high school. And like the main reason I started freelancing back then is uh, because, as I said, I'm kind of from a small city in Romania. So there aren't, I think, any IT companies there. Maybe one, but I mean, yeah. So I couldn't get, I don't know, a job or something like that there, because yeah, there were no companies. So the only way I could like start doing this, yeah, it was freelancing. So yeah, I thought, okay, I have some skills and maybe I can put them to work. So I tried, I don't know, different freelancing platforms and stuff like that, and yeah, got some projects, and from then more projects, and open a LinkedIn account and connected with people and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah, it's my, I don't know, I think the biggest passion. Yeah.
And what's your vision with brunch? Where would you like to go with it, or what are if you could say to yourself, okay, what would brunch be like in 5 years? What are you thinking? Do you have ideas about that?
Um yeah. So like, short term, our like goal is to reach the 100 paying customers. This is like kind of short term. We hope to do that uh, in the next like I don't know, 2 months, something like that. Uh, Long term, like in, let's say, half a year, our goal is to reach like monthly recurring revenue of around, I don't know, 15K. So how we are planning to do that? Like we are starting right now, creating a community and creating some content. I mean that's long term, but for sure it needed to be done. We are like talking to do some partnerships with and different integrations with, I don't know, different platforms, referral program, and yeah, campaigns and stuff like that.
Like if Dave and myself, we wanted to do a startup, we wanted to do our own project, our own software as a service. Can you give us any pro tips to get us started?
So I think the first one is pick a partner. Yeah, I mean, I think uh, that's the first one, and after that, like, I mean, maybe more than one partner. It depends, because, and don't pick, because I've seen like a lot of startups, or I don't know, products where they have three, four programmers, co-founders, but like they all do the same thing. They don't do marketing, they don't do sales, they don't do, I don't know, and they all like code. So I think you should like try and pick your co-founders to cover more, like more skills, not just coding or not just marketing or stuff like that. Because I mean, if you bootstrap it and you don't have like a lot of money to start and like start with an existing team, uh, you'll have to do like everything. So yeah, and I don't know. Another thing is like start small. Don't like I don't know, build 100 features and spend 1 year building an app that you think like is good. Start small and like start uh, trying to, I don't know, send it to friends, or I not really friends, but like to users, because first of all you should build an app in your area like of expertise. For
Mm.
example, I'm a programmer. It would be like bad for me to build a, I don't know, medical app. I have no idea what doctors do, for example. So I don't have any doctor friends. So I don't have like any doctor connections. I don't have anyone to ask like to test my app and, I don't know, give me feedback and help me like build the app. So for example, for us it was good because we made an app kind of in the area where we worked. So we had other people that had, I don't know, agencies or were building websites that we could like talk about it and like see, okay, what problems they have, gave them the app to, like to test and stuff like that. Yeah.
So feedback is very important to all of us in anything we do, and apparently you think so too.
Yeah.
Uh, so your app basically is used for giving feedback. So is there an option to give feedback on the app that gives feedback?
Like we didn't use it like that until now, but yeah, maybe like it's an idea to make like a loop of like loading the app and through the app, and
Like Inception.
yeah. Yeah.
I think Brunch has some really interesting applications. Obviously, a development agency like ourselves could use it for the work that we do, or resell it to our clients. Um, I would also love to hook you up with our head of QA and have a conversation, because it's obviously part of a QA process. And one of the things
Yeah.
that agencies have to do with their clients is that after a product is kind of built and delivered, there's always the maintenance side of it, adjusting the code, updating it, and that feedback is really critical to doing that and really making the app as clean and as accurate as possible. The feedback that Brunch is able to generate, I assume it's obviously big things like bugs or errors that the people find on the website. But does it also give feedback or allow the user to give feedback about, things like I would like orange instead of purple, or your site's great, but it would be nice if the site had this or that. Does it give that kind of feedback or allow users to provide that kind of feedback? Or is the feedback very focused on just technical things?
No. I mean, it's kind of not technical at all. It's more on like basically what the user sees. You can like on the front end part of the project. Yeah, for example, you can, I don't know, you can give feedback on a background color you don't like, or on, for example, we have, as I said, we have copywriters use it for providing feedback on landing pages and stuff like that. They can like edit the text directly on the website, so like the client can see how the new text looks like and stuff like that, and they can also like chat based on it. But for example, I don't know, maybe this designer can give feedback to a developer, for example, because I don't know, he implemented the design wrong, or the project manager, or I don't know, the client can give feedback to the agency because he doesn't like how the end product, I don't know, ended up and stuff like that. So yeah, you can basically interact with the live website. I mean, the elements, you can even change them and edit the text, the color, the font size, the background color, and stuff like that. And you can like comment on it and give, yeah, basically you can start a thread of messages on like different elements, parts of the website.
And how do users of a website access the feedback function of Brunch? How does that work?
So yeah, so Branch isn't intended for users. Is basically you have it's not that kind of app that you install on the website and like users can report bugs. Branch, you can use it like in two main scenarios. One, you can use it internally with your team. Let's say, I don't know, design developer, project manager, and stuff like that. Let's say you work on a website and you can load that website into Branch, but you load the website into Branch, not like Branch into the website.
Okay.
So you load the website into Branch, and after that, your team can like provide feedback and like collaborate on that website. Or you can use it with your client. I mean, and both of you can I don't know, chat on different stuff about the website.
So really,
So it's not.
Brunch is really a B2B kind of product. It's
Yeah.
a tool.
Yeah.
Is it really a tool that developers use for internal teams and use with their clients to get that feedback? It is not a tool that is B2C where consumers are giving feedback on a website. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's not intended for the users of the website, but for like the persons that made the websites or like the client.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the type of clients you're really looking for are development agencies and product development companies who are building their own digital products internally. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, basically, agencies that build websites. We are kind of targeting the experts inside those agencies. But I mean, for example, digital marketing experts, project managers, copywriters, and stuff like that. But yeah, basically agencies that build websites.
So, when we're talking business to business branch, what should we be thinking about? So the regular process for us, like C# developers, is we have the Team Foundation server, and we have tasks there. We can insert images and stuff. So how would the branch change our workflow, given that we have the application running locally, like all the time? So do we open branch in a separate window? Then we can open the prototype, which is running a local host. Is that something we can do?
No, you have to like have the website available on a
Oh, right.
public URL. Yeah.
So we have to deploy it somewhere, and then we can use that deployed website inside branch.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Right. So it's would you say it's more focused on let's say testing teams than development teams, or I mean the ticket creation?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our main target are like digital agency. It's not like really tech companies.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the developer isn't like the person that will add the feedback. The developer is probably the person that will look over the feedback and like, yeah, implement it, or I don't know. Yeah.
So looking through all that feedback must be extremely exhausting. So maybe a good you could do a different service, which is aggregating all of the similar, tickets inside branch.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
for
if you
sure.
have any plans to do something similar, or maybe thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, we are, as I said, like we aren't really right now. We aren't targeting like big tech companies, but rather uh, digital agencies that, I mean, aren't like they aren't corporations. So I don't think it's like really necessary right now. I mean, we don't have 100 people working on the same project. But yeah, for sure, like for bigger teams where a lot of people are involved, I think yeah, this would be like a very cool feature to have. Yeah.
So when you say digital agencies, you mentioned copywriters before as one. So would the branch be used for, example, a digital publication? So could, say, the New York Times use it for copywriting? Or am I completely confused?
Uh, yeah, I mean, for sure, they have a lot of copywriters, I think.
For
They,
sure.
I don't know, build a lot of landing pages and stuff like that. And I'm sure like they talk about what text is on those landing pages a lot. So yeah, for example, our first paying customer was a copywriter, and she is coming from like uh, one of our competitors. So yeah, she's using it for like providing feedback on text for yeah client websites. So yeah, it's useful because first of all, you can change like the text on the live website. So yeah, you can basically uh, you can see how the text will look like, and you can like read it in, I don't know, see it next to the pictures you have, or other things like that. And you can also like as I said, start a thread there and like brainstorm, I don't know, different stuff and stuff like that.
Right.
Add pictures if you need them, I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
Maybe, yeah.
I did a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah, go ahead.
publishing work and writing, and it's one thing to share a Word document with somebody and say review it and let me know what you think, and then of course the minute it gets published on a real website and formatted pictures, they come back and say, "Oh, I missed this, I missed that. We should rewrite this section." So I can understand how this could be useful
Yeah.
in particularly for a marketing agency who's building lots of landing pages, or an SEO
Yeah.
agency that they need to do this. Obviously, solo freelancers or freelance teams can use this. Development agencies, we may even use it internally. So I can see the advantages to this. And obviously, as a developer, you found that there was a need for yourself, let alone others. So that's usually how the best products are developed and started, anyways, is from a basic need from experience.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brunch sounds like a really exciting product, and we've had a really good conversation about it. Razvan, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing how Brunch develops and working with it ourselves. And for this month's ScreamingBox Technology and Business Rundown, we've had a very good conversation. And next month, we will bring another guest and talk more about technology and business. Well, thank you very much for taking this journey with us. Join us for our next exciting exploration of technology and business on the first week of every month and for our next podcast. Please subscribe, like, and follow us on whichever platform you are listening or watching us on. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and please let us know any subjects, topics, or anything else you'd like us to discuss in the next podcast on the comment sections or in a Twitter DM. Till next month, please stay happy and healthy.